Hello YouTube, and welcome to episode 5 of Fallout New Vegas. In this episode, we'll be starting the next quest in Goodsprings, which is the one to help Dude escape from the powder gangers that are after him. And so right here, I'm in the saloon. Sonny Smiles at the end of the last quest said that I should go and talk to Trudy, who runs the Prospector Saloon. And she's in here talking to this guy, Joe Cobb, who is a member of the Powder Gangers, and one of the people looking for a guy named Ringo, who is apparently a courier of some kind. Not sure the whole backstory on this. He didn't pay a toll to pass through their territory or something of that nature. So we just have this little conversation here with him and find out what's going on. And he pretty much says that he's here looking for Dude, and he's attempted to shoot up the town because they won't help him find him and all this. And I have the option to say, why don't you let me take this town over with you or something like that, which I have not tried. I'm assuming that it will lead to helping the Powder Gangers take out Ringo, and as well as just being, dickish all over the town. But instead I decided that I'm going to help these people out. In the game I try to generally be, a good guy, I suppose. But I'm not opposed to things that will give negative karma, such as stealing, breaking into things that I'm not supposed to be in. Anything that's going to help me out that requires a negative action, I'll go ahead and take that action. But generally, I want to help the people. I'm a man of the people in the Fallout world. So I talked to her, and she explains the whole situation and what's going on, and then have a conversation about the men that tried to kill me and where they went when they were in town and what they discussed and all that. And then I also asked her just some basic questions. There are conversation options that you get with pretty much anybody that you talk to out there. And I skipped some of those just in the interest of time. And I just cut them out of the video because it was, the basic thing of, oh, this is going on in life out in the wasteland, it still sucks and all that sort of stuff. So she reveals to me that the guys that tried to kill me are headed to the New Vegas Strip, and they went up one of the highways. She tells me that Ringo is in the gas station up on the hill, tells me what the deal is with the Powder Gangers, and also gives me the option to repair her radio, because one of the people that was involved in the initial cutscene at the very beginning of the game broke it, and she offers me caps to fix it. So I go ahead and say that I'll fix it, which will happen here in a minute. So you'll notice there that I also leveled up after completing this quest by talking to her. That finishes off that initial first quest line, since she's the last goal is to speak with her. So she also sells stuff. Nothing real big, just kind of basic things that you would expect a bar owner to sell. Maybe a few chems, there's some alcohol in there, or some food items, but nothing that I'm really interested in. I'll talk to pretty much anybody that sells things in the interest of selling stuff to them, because you'll notice that a lot of all the merchants have a certain amount of money that they have on hand, and so if you try and sell more things to them than they can afford to give you cash for, you can't. I mean, you can give it to them, but they're not going to give you any money if they don't have it.
There'd be caps in it for you.
So, right now it's not really an issue because I'm not picking up super expensive items, but later on in the game I'll have to probably hit 3 or 4 merchants every time I want to unload my current stash of things that I've found out in the world.
I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful.
So she continues on talking and all that. And I also asked her about the robot, the cowboy robot that rescued me. And she doesn't seem to care for him. Apparently he's lived in the town for many years, and no one really knows where he came from or why he's there. And so the mystery, the plot thickens, so to speak, as far as the origins of this robot and what his deal is, why he's doing whatever it is that he does. So I think now I'll ask her about the radio and all that, and go fix the radio. She offers caps for it, so I'll do pretty much anything for caps. So here's the level up process. You get a certain number of skill points. Generally, it's about 15. You can take perks that'll increase the number of skill points you have available to you. In this particular case, I bump up repair some and bump up locksmith to the point that I can unlock easy locks. The way that the skills work for things like that is there's very easy, average, and hard. And I'm pretty sure that that's all of them. They're in increments of 25, so every time you hit 25 in a certain skill, then you bump up to the next set of things that you can do with that skill. And then for my perk, I take the intense training perk, which lets me put another point into one of my special attributes, and try to choose strength just so I can carry more stuff. In retrospect, I probably should have taken the perk that increases experience gained by 10%.
You're welcome.
I think you can take that perk 3 times, and pretty much every time you get experience for anything, whether it be killing an enemy, completing a quest, whatever, you get 10% more than you would have gotten regularly. So it's best to take those 3 perks, take all 3 levels of that perk fairly early on, so that you can reap the most reward from it. And you'll find that if you have all 3 of them, you'll level up fairly quicker than you would otherwise. So this is, I'm assuming, Trudy's office here, and there's another terminal that I can hack to get into a safe. And this is an instance of bad karma, because you're not supposed to hack the terminal, and you're not supposed to break into the safe and steal all the stuff out of it. You'll notice that the text there for activating it is red. That means that it's something you're not supposed to do. So I go ahead and do it because I want whatever's in that safe. If it's in a safe, it's probably good stuff. There's a bunch of weapons there, if I'm not mistaken. I sped this part up here just so that you wouldn't have to sit and watch 2 minutes worth of me hacking this computer. And I discussed in the last episode how I go about the hacking process. If you need any tips, if you'd like an in-depth guide to hacking, or at least the way that I hack, I'd be happy to make a much more a video designated specifically to hacking and go into it in a little more detail. And let you get a better view of what's going on with it. So I raided the safe. There was some guns in there and some ammunition, and I think a melee weapon or 2. Definitely worth breaking into the safe. So now we're going to go talk to this Ringo guy and see what his deal is. Hold on one second. And he's in this gas station up on the hill. Excuse me there, I had to light my cigarette again, it went out. And once I get up here, I'm going to raid this vending machine and check out what's in the garage. If you're in an area and there's stuff that you can take, it's always a good idea to at least check it out. You never know what you might find. So we'll go into the gas station, and he immediately pulls a gun on me and wants to know what's going on. So have a little conversation with him, just figure it out. And so essentially he didn't pay them for some reason or another, and so they're after him, and he came into town, and the townspeople agreed to hide him out for a while. Excuse me. And I offer my services to help him get out of this situation by taking care of the people that are after him. And he suggests that I go talk to the other townsfolk and see if they'll help out as well. I agree to do so, and the next episode will be primarily talking to the townspeople and getting that taken care of. And if time allows, I'll also get the gunfight in there between myself and the people that are after this guy. So after talking to him, I go and take some stuff from this area. I believe there's another safe in here as well. That was a skill magazine right there. Always pick up the skill magazines. They don't add any weight to the things that are in your inventory, so it's a good idea just to pick them up if you find them. You never know when you might need whatever skill is associated with them. And if you never use that skill or don't have any desire to hold on to it, they're generally worth a fair amount of money if you just want to sell them back. So I try to steal his ammo there, but he keeps seeing me, so I'm not going to worry about it. And we'll get into this floor safe here. So this is lockpicking. Lockpicking is not too terribly difficult. That lock was really easy. But generally you just move the bobby pin in one direction or the other, and if it won't start to, if it doesn't look like it's about to unlock in one direction, then go the other direction. And from there it's just small tweaks until you find exactly where you need to be in order to successfully unlock it. It's not very difficult. Um, but yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and tomorrow we'll have the next episode.